Hi everyone, Scorp here. Going to try to do another one of the videos on a powerful deck that you can make in this game. This deck there's a lot of choices you can make with machines. And this is one of the rather heavy builds, but it's making use of the Metal Dragon fusion for Barrel Dragon. So it's using the fusion is a 1700 plus dark machine, plus a Metal Dragon is supposed to yield a Barrel Dragon. So I have Pendulum Machines, Labyrinth Tank, Mechanical Chaser. Ideally I'd use the Pendulum Machines or the Mechanical Chaser, but since this is already a 6-star, we might as well just use another 6-star to fuse with it. We have level cost reduction with our leader. If you want to use a low level leader, machines are pretty good because they have open card. I do have to warn you though that machines are extremely expensive, and the level cost reduction from a level 7 plus machine is way more useful. Way more useful than the open card is for machines. Now that's not to say you can't make a cheap machine deck that you could use Mechanical Chasers to fuse with a dragon and another machine to make the Barrel Dragon, not in that order of course, and turbo Barrel Dragons that way, but that sounds extremely ambitious. This is an extremely expensive build. I say it's extremely expensive because I threw 3 Ruryokus in here. You can remove these 3 Ruryokus and cut 300 deck cost pretty quick, and replace them with like a green cap or eye armor. I didn't include those in this deck just to avoid having all of my decks have the exact same creatures. Again, eye armor, green kappa, ancient tree of enlightenment, Temple of Skulls, all of those are A+ cards, so do use them as you need them. So basically, this deck, its goal, fuse these dark machines. Labyrinth Tank is for just messing around with people with Labyrinth terrain. But the rest of these machines up here for fusing with Metal Dragon. Also, this is a pretty solid beat stick for 27 deck cost. And then you have Cybersteins. These are for changing terrain. And then we have Dharma Cannon for 1 Labyrinth Breaker. I haven't been including them in decks, but this is one of the better ones, especially because it's 0 cost in this deck. So if you don't need one, you can just dump it. 3 Blast Spheres, 3 Blast Jugglers. These kill literally anything on destruction, plus other things. If you use them well, you can turn a tide of a fight really quick. But against the AI, they just completely... You can set one of these for this for 1 star, this for 2 stars. In defense, like, pretty close to them because you're going to be very aggressive with this deck. They attack into it, blow their card up that they summoned for the turn, and on the next turn you summon a fused Barrel Dragon and hit him in the face for 3100. 3 Wastelands, just because you need them. I used Gift to the Mystical Elf because I didn't want this to be that expensive. Limited removals, they're kind of slow, but I wanted something to increase the power of my machines. They could also just be 3 traps. Dark Energies, I'm playing a lot of dark machines. They're pretty good, and you can't get many equips for machines. These could easily be replaced with traps or some other good monsters like green kappas and eye armors. 3 of good power-ups, 3 Ruryokus because Ruryoku's just broken. 3 Curse Breakers because I wanted to keep the cost down and because I wanted to deal with Spellbinding, and then Goblin Fan to round it out. There are a lot of choices you can make here to customize this deck to go against whoever you want to. There's probably 8 to 10 of those card slots are just straight tech choices. So first off, we'll go against the machine expert himself, Bandit Keith. Now, Keith shouldn't be too bad to deal with. And we can be extremely aggressive, this is what his AI should do in a game. His AI won't ever do this, but it's what his AI should do. So again, I'm going to set the Blast Juggler in front of myself. Was hoping that he'd come and attack it to get that card out of the way, but it doesn't matter because I can move it to the side, or you can run it over. And I'm going to Riryoku a creature and kill him with it. And welcome to Duelist of the Roses, the fastest games you've ever seen. Now that's not really showing off this deck, that's showing off a deck leader that can move 2 spaces, but I mean, that's kind of what machines do. They're just a slightly worse version of the Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon deck, because they can't put out quite as strong of creatures, but they do have more threats in their deck generally. You can play more really big machines if you wanted to, then you can like other decks. Limiter removal is pretty bad in this matchup, so I am just going to be exceedingly aggressive on him, though. Let's get rid of the Curse Breaker. Worst case, he he can't hit my deck leader here, but the worst case is he basically attacks into a 2700 Blast Sphere, hits over it with probably a Metal Zoa would be the best case for him. I take 800 damage and then it blows up his creature that he just paid 5 summoning power for with my 2 summoning power creature, and now I'm free to just move forward and keep the pressure on. This will finish him. Again, this is an extremely aggressive deck, and you can tune it to be more aggressive or slightly less aggressive with more tech choices. This is a pretty aggressive build of it with the triple Riryoku. Then, let's see here. Who else can I actually duel? Considering my deck cost is so high. Show off this fusion. I'm going to keep this face down so that when she attacks into it, she loses her creature. Now, unfortunately, machines move 2 spaces when they're next to your deck leader, so you can do stuff like this. Get rid of that. Let's do a Cyberstein that's super powerful. This way I can make some wasteland terrain. This is going to come down to the adage of all it takes to win this game is to play a monster with 2000 attack and hit somebody twice. That's pretty much how this deck plays. I mean, you're just going to play 2000 plus attack creatures and hit your opponent with them a couple times and they lose. And if you try Riryoku, you hit them once and they lose. That's why Riryoku's so broken. How about somebody that should be a really big challenge? I can't duel Mako. Can do Ishtar. To be very careful with her water terrain, because I'm very weak in it. Again, we're just gonna make a big Cyber Sign so it can make some Wasteland for us. Hopefully, she attacks into it. She also weakens machines, so do be careful of that. Usually never matters that weaken enemy type is a thing, but... Ooh. Brutal. Good thing my effect triggers second. And that's game. Because Riryoku's broken. So as you can see, super aggressive deck. Let's go... I mean, we've got plenty of time here. This is a very short several duels because of how aggressive this deck is. If you built a deck even semi-close to this in the base game, you could literally walk over the game. Although you can't even do the Barrel Dragon in the base game, so you can't do the Barrel Dragon Fusion in the base game. This was a choice, sir. Oh, man. You just keep drawing everything you want. Keith. Wait. So this can hit directly, and we can continue being super aggressive on him. That'll put him at 50 life points. I don't want to put him at 50 life points, because then he gets a Destiny draw. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Blast Sphere. Also, I want to see his graveyard to see what he had tried to hit the Barrel Dragon with. Seiryu. Okay. So I know how much summoning power he has left. He should have 5 summoning power this turn, which means Seiryu. Your life points are a resource in a machine deck like this, so... Yeah. Now I don't feel bad about hitting him for 2850. Because it'll kill him, so. As you can see, just pure aggression from this deck. The fact that it makes your creatures move 2 spaces is also added to that aggression. Maybe I should make a Psycho Puppet deck next. Never actually made one of those. Seems bad, but maybe it could be fun. And then let's go after Zera, because I don't feel like dealing with Crush Train today. This guy is not suited for this deck at all. This deck is not meant to fight somebody like this. So that's almost assuredly a trap of some sort. So I'm just gonna play this in defense. Hope he plays a creature and blows everything up. Yeah, 5,500 tunes summon skull. Seems good. And everything goes boom. And I get to finish the game with a really good Labyrinth tank. So that's one of the main reasons that I have like Blast Spheres and Blast Jugglers in the deck. Although it's super dangerous because he could have had a Gorgon's Eye and then I just instantly lost the game. But sometimes you gotta go for stuff like that. You don't play around the 1 in 40. So, thanks everybody for watching, and have a nice day. I hope you enjoyed my take on a machine deck. I'm sure there are many other ways to build a machine deck, but this is just how I do it. So, thank you, and have a nice day.